the stories about these adopted girls.
I'm sorry. I'm just looking at the video. Look at Arky. He's fucking staring at that cookie like there's no tomorrow. You can see his little monkey skull fucking eyeing up that cookie like nobody's business. This is pissing me off. Look at him. I hate how he looks. I hate Argy's profile. I fucking hate his profile. Do you know what I mean with that monkey skull just protruding? Good afternoon, morning, evening, or night, ladies and gentlemen. This is the JARCAST, episode 157.
Why did you have to do the JARCAST?
What?
The Jar Media Podcast is better.
No, it's the JARCAST. It says it on the sign. It says it on the...
It says it on the sign, but Jar Media Podcast...
It says it on the channel. We've called it that for literally 157 episodes.
I'm a big fan of the Jar Media Podcast, not the JARCAST.
You're the only one.
I'm the only one, but it sounds better and it sounds more professional, which is something we
No, it doesn't.
definitely are.
I'm your host, Alex, here with James.
The normal is the troublesome
Duo?
It's us. We've started the third episode.
Our gay intercourse is going to have to end soon because
Jim's coming back.
Jim might be back for the next episode. No promises, but either next or the one after that, he'll definitely be back for.
It depends if he can. We have to get the Mexican out of him first.
Yeah, not that that's bad, but
he's got to be the Jamie.
Not that we hate Mexicans or anything.
No. But today we are joined by a Balvenie 12-year.
Yeah, this is sort of our thing now, is drinking whiskey
for the
cast.
For the duo cast. We're just
loosens us up a little.
Yeah. I saw a comment.
I haven't even started really drinking.
I saw a comment last week where someone was saying that for the last 40 minutes of the last one, I was just fucking drunk. And to be fair, I was a bit alcohol induced because I know I drink.
I was just sort of nice and fuzzy.
But I think
not fuzzy. That's the
wrong
word.
You have a better tolerance for alcohol than I do.
Sort of,
because
I'm not much of a drinker, I tell you.
I'm not either though. I don't go to the pub. I don't drink loads of cider. I literally don't drink any alcohol unless it's whiskey.
Yeah.
I got the bottles I got at Christmas. So I literally had kind of this amount of both to taste them, and then I was just the room was spinning, and I was like, "Fuck, I'm going to bed." And then I slept for 4 hours on Christmas Day because I hadn't eaten, so it just hit me super hard.
That'll do it.
And then last week I had a big glass, a bit more than this, there. And I was just by the end, I was
for those listening, he means about an inch, maybe
an
less.
Inch, yeah. But
So before we move on, thanks to all the patrons over on Patreon for supporting the show. We appreciate that very much. Nah, just ignore that boy.
He's just being a bit of a...
Argy's being a cheeky little sod, as he always is.
Hello, Argy.
We have a couple of subjects.
We do.
There's one I want to lead with, which I thought was quite poetic in a way. Remember the first... Do you remember what the first episode of the JARCAST is called? What the name was?
No.
You don't?
I don't remember the majority of names.
Will this twig your memory?
It could do.
Shut up!
Yes.
Yeah?
Yes.
That triggers...
Did we actually call the episode Shut Up?
No. Does that not...
No.
Yeah.
Fucking Smosh, Ian from Smosh Hates Us or something like that.
It was Smosh Hates Us was the name of it. And
that's the first.
I happened to see, I think it was on my Reddit, the IHE Reddit, what's his name? Smosh Ian Hecox from Smosh, was talking about me again.
Again?
On Niga Higa's podcast. Whatever he's called. It's probably not the way James pronounces it.
I don't know.
They would. I wanted to talk about the weird thing he said.
What did he say? Because
for those who don't know,
that you said something about it, but I don't know anything about it.
For those who don't know, a few years ago I made a video on IHE, a search for the worst video, which is my movie review series where I talk about some of the worst movies, and I did a video on the Smosh movie.
Yeah, I remember that. I watched it.
And I obviously went into the movie, thought it was terrible, still think it's terrible to this day, don't regret a single thing I said in that video. And around that time, after the video came out, Smosh Ian tweeted at me saying it was bad form for smearing a YouTuber a fellow YouTuber along those lines. And fast forward to now, this was years ago.
4
years ago. Yeah, it was a while ago now.
We were babies back then.
But yeah, he was talking about it on this podcast, this Nigahiga podcast. He didn't mention me by name, but it was very obvious he meant me in my video. He was saying how it was the moment, and I thought this was funny because, again, a couple years ago, all the big YouTubers, Markiplier, PewDiePie, KSI, they're all making these YouTube has changed videos around when Keemstar was kind of
getting bigger.
Yeah. So Ian Heacock said my review or my video on the Smosh movie was the moment he'd realised YouTube had changed effectively. He was saying how before then YouTube was about helping each other and propping each other up, and after that it was all about tearing each other down.
It was all about actually criticising
attacking each other. Yeah. And I did feel sorry for him somewhat, because he did say it made him quite upset. He took it quite personally, the video, even though, and this is when things get kind of, because and then their discussion kind of morphed into then talking about Keemstar and Leafy as if I exist in the same space as them, or behave in that same way, as if that's fair. I didn't think that was quite fair to lump me in with them, particularly because it was a movie review.
You were criticising a product they made, which is
I posted something on my Reddit saying something along the lines of that reaction perhaps would have been fair if they'd uploaded a free movie, the Smosh movie, to their YouTube channel or something. And then I made a video just attacking them personally, didn't even talk about the movie or anything like that.
Yeah, that's fair, yeah.
You know, Leafy style, like you making fun of their haircuts and, calling them incels or whatever.
But you didn't. You made you reviewed the movie they charged for.
Yeah, that was I wasn't coming at it at the angle of,
the producers, them.
Going after them because they're Smosh. It was more, this is a bad movie, you look at how bad it is. And the irony is, I'm pretty sure in my Smosh video I complimented Ian Heacock specifically, saying I thought he was the one bit of potential in the whole movie. I thought he was the only kind of
the good thing,
humorous thing in there.
So he clearly didn't actually watch your video at all. It's just
it makes me wonder. I think the movie was getting blasted by everyone. Like it's not like I was going against the grain in any major way, putting out the controversial opinion that the Smosh movie is bad. So I think his just feelings of how people were responding to it critically kind of boiled down. His feelings came out when he saw my video and people watching it. Yeah.
It's a bit silly. It's a bit like, come on.
Yeah.
It's a big YouTuber. You shouldn't be like that.
It's weird because he was implying that I should have given him like a pass because he was a YouTuber, when it's kind of the opposite in my mind, where it's like, well, you know what? If you are a YouTuber and you're trying to do something else, perhaps you in a way have more to prove, even because you're trying something new and you've got to prove that you are more than just a YouTuber.
Yeah. Not
that I think being a YouTuber is bad, but if you're it's a separate thing is the point. Making a movie is very different, and it was a professional production. It had a well-known director directing the movie. It had a bunch of talent working on it. So
but it's just everything else was just.
I just noticed we forgot to turn one of the lights on. That wasn't very smart. Do you want to quickly turn that on? Yes. Oh man, it's all gone to shit, I tell you. As soon as Smosh come after us, it just goes to complete shit. There we are.
No, the lighting is actually good. I was noticing that it was a bit dark, but I just didn't decide to look that way.
Sorry, everybody, for that interruption.
Lay down.
But yeah, there isn't really much more to say.
No, it's just like he shouldn't. If he's gonna get upset by your video, he should at least watch it. Because then he probably might be upset.
I do know the feeling, believe it or not. My equivalent, one of those kind of moments for me, from my perspective, would be that Rags video that he made on me.
But that's a shit. That's a shit video. That's not like your video on him.
I never made a video on him.
No, you made the video on. Smosh.
I made a video on the Smosh.
That was actually fair points because this movie's shit. But Wags made a stupid video on you about The Last Jedi and made no points, and it was just a crap video.
Yeah. For those who don't know, I made a video on The Last Jedi on HE, which a lot of people have issues with, which I can understand some of, and some did overreact, to be fair.
A lot of people did.
And then Rags made this very lengthy video, which I'm not a fan of, but he's allowed to think what he thinks, I suppose.
To be honest, my first experience of Rags was a tweet retweeted onto my feed that was like 2006 PC Master Race memes, and instantly blocked him. It's just like, gonna be blocked. And then obviously that happens. I was like, oh, he is actually a bit.
My number one issue with the Rags video was that it's strange to do a reaction type video without watching it first. Whereas the way he was doing it was he'd watch a clip of the video, then pause it, and then go on like a diatribe about something.
Yeah,
then continue. And then a lot of the time he would find. Well, I would notice that after making some of his points, and then he resumed the video, then my next sentence would counterpoint the very thing, and making his response like irrelevant.
It's a bad way to make a video like that, because you're just kind of yeah, you know what I mean. I can't say it, but yeah, you know what I mean. It's like a good way to
if I could take my Last Jedi video back, I would in some respects. I think people were expecting a more
negative,
like not negative, but more of an explanation as to what I liked or disliked about the movie specifically. Whereas I kind of skipped over that intentionally to talk more about the fan response and the reactions and everything. Yeah, it's my most disliked video by far out of every video I've ever made.
Ooh,
and
I didn't actually
and that's
know
over.
that.
I don't think. I think the most positive thing I said about the movie, aside from direct, sort of positives about, action sequences or vague things like that, was I said my overall impressions were that I liked the movie or I enjoyed the movie. I enjoy plenty of bad movies. I enjoyed the Meg, so I was getting attacked effectively, maybe not attacked, but internet attacked over enjoying a movie.
Yeah, and we're gonna enjoy Hobbs and Shaw, like, ooh,
yeah,
that's gonna be great.
So yeah, that was a whole thing.
Whole thing, yeah.
But yeah, point is, I could understand why my Smosh Ian might have been upset over it, but I never meant for it to be a personal thing. It's just a movie,
It was a review of a movie, which is you.
A movie's a movie. It's not the end of the world.
No, definitely not.
Yeah.
Yeah. I also have one of those moments is when people left comments on that Modern Warfare 3 unboxing video that really,
really
that hit home.
That cut deep.
Yeah, that's cut deep. I still, think about it every night. Oh, that person said I've got a funny voice. I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah, internet hate comments are something unique.
No, but it's just like, no matter what, it just doesn't change. Like, the stuff we'd see... You actually showed... Was it last week we talked about IGN? Was it was the week before?
A couple of weeks ago, yeah.
Yeah, we talked about IGN and, like, your troll days. Recently, you put a screenshot of the IGN comment sections of today. Yeah. And it's, like, the fucking same.
Yeah, it's the
identical. Same. And it's been, what? This long, and people still have that same, like...
Of course, yeah. And especially with IGN and rumours of new consoles on the horizon. That whole thing is going to start again, and it's going to be very funny.
I didn't know IGN, still had, people who...
That reminds me, actually, I found... Last week we had... The intro of the show was that far RNL intro that I made, years ago.
Yeah.
Going through that old Facebook group,
yeah,
I saw a bunch of screenshots from those IGN troll days, and it reminded me of a certain user name that I came up with back then, which I thought was the funniest.
What was it?
My IGN username, one of the many, because they got banned quite often.
A lot.
My favourite one was, the username was Let's Meet and Fight. Was its name. Let's Meet and Fight. So, and the sort of gimmick I took with that one was I would look for comments where I could just reply something that would kind of annoy them.
Yeah.
Which would make them respond back to me, so then I could finally reply with "Let's meet and fight." Be like a whole joke thing, which I thought was very funny. I want to say I actually got a few people to be like, "Okay, tell me where you live then," or something like.
It wouldn't surprise me back from those days of like trolling. People just they went in.
Yeah.
I mean, you had like Killzone sucks ass, I think, or something like that.
Yeah, Killzone sucks ass.
Uncharted.
Yeah, they're all around.
Everything that was around the PS3, because their fans were like the most just rabid.
It was right before the Xbox One and PS4 were coming out, so the console wars were in full effect.
Oh god! Oh, Alex, please don't tell me we're going to see a return to IGN troller Alex because of the new consoles.
It's all changed now. It's all different.
Yeah, but you haven't changed.
No, I don't troll.
The more
forums
things change, the more they stay the same.
It's very philosophical.
It's a quote from COD.
Fuck's sake. Yeah. Yeah.
Do you know, I've seen over the last few videos, there's been a lot of people commenting about how mature we are. How
mature we are?
Yeah, how on topic and heavy discussing these videos are, and there's no jar craziness. So we need to add
a different dynamic. What are we supposed to do?
We need to add the crazy back into the duo.
Well,
I don't know how to do that though. That's the thing.
Yeah, you can't force
Jim.
it.
It's Jim who brings it out. It's like without
we need Jim.
Without Jim,
it'll return soon. Don't worry. This was just a phase, I suppose.
It's a phase. People like this as well, which is great.
Yeah, lots of nice feedback, including last episode we talked about our friend joining a cult, effectively.
I like how last episode, or the entirety of the start, we wouldn't say his name and it was really secretive, and then like halfway through we were just like, fuck it, it's just Matt.
Yeah. It's only
we just give up.
Name. Augie's over there like eating something, and it's very concerning.
Augie. Hey, come with me.
He's like licking his lips and stuff. What's he been smacking down on?
He's had a slop wank.
Don't get me started on slop wanks. You ever jerked off with a banana before? I'm seriously asking the question.
Well, she just peel it and just go to town?
With the sheath.
What was with the banana still inside that you're just mushing?
Maybe
out?
a little bit of banana, but you take the main bit out.
But surely the banana is what gives it a nice slop. So you just leave the banana in and go to town.
No, because there's no space for the wiener to go in.
Well, no, because that's why you fucking pound that banana into like a mush, and then it becomes.
You realise how big like bananas are, right?
Yeah, but if you mush it, it just kind of it's like.
If you mush it, then put it back into the sheath.
Yeah, it becomes like a fleshlight because it's mushed.
You never answered my question.
What? Have I ever? No!
You slop wank with a banana.
I've never slop wanked with a banana. Why would I? I don't.
What do you mean, why would I? The answer is for pleasure.
I don't walk into my kitchen and see bananas. I'm going to have a nice chubby wank tonight with those. I don't think that.
Well. So no fruit then? You've never put your willy in a fruit?
No!
Really?
No, I don't grapefruit myself.
You don't want to be grapefruited?
No.
Really?
Yes.
You're not interested as to how that might feel?
I'm a little bit cautious.
Yeah, like to me, like for those who don't know, there's this pretty famous like video called like.
Actually, do you know what's weird?
What?
This week I literally told my person at my work about it. I was just like, "There's this fucking funny video. It's called." Because she mentioned grapefruits once. So I was just like, I just laughed because I think of that video. So I was just like, I'll just YouTube grapefruiting, and then she sat there and watched it, and it was just like.
But yeah, the video is this like woman who's holding a grapefruit, and she's like, "You need to grapefruit your man," And she like has this dildo and she puts the grapefruit around it and then makes this fucking absurd noise. It literally sounds like that. And ever since then, I can't stop thinking about it.
You just want to be grapefruited.
Yeah. Well, my birthday's coming up.
Oh, Alex, don't put that in my head. I'm going to be going to sleep tonight just thinking you getting grapefruited on your birthday. Okay,
I'll give you feedback if I do ever receive a grapefruiting.
That's the thing. It's like, if you have those experiences, no context, you just have to say what it's like at midnight. Just be like,
grapefruiting is incredible, is what I want to say. I would love to say that, but... So you never just stuck your wiener into any, like, weird thing when you were... You know, when you've just become a teenager and you know... What?
You're going to have to answer this first, because I'm not answering until you answer.
You want me to answer the question? How many different fruits have I joked off with? Apples, no. Can't really do anything with an apple.
Well, you can.
Can you?
It's just not...
You're going to inform me? I'd quite like to know if there's something I'm missing out on.
Is this really the subject? Well, you can stick it up.
No, not up the bottom. It's too wide. Not for a beginner like me. With that kind of thing.
Well, you could use the apple juice from the juice.
What?
You can use...
No, it isn't apple juice sort of acidic.
Yeah,
no,
okay,
wrong.
You can't use apples. Okay, continue.
Watermelon or melon. That's like a famous one. You can cut a hole in.
That's not answering the question.
Which part? What's the question?
You're telling me what fruits you.
What I have?
Yeah, that's what you asked me.
Oh right, yeah.
So melon, watermelon.
No, I've always been curious about a melon or a watermelon, because that one seems like a pretty good fit, to be honest.
How? How does it seem like a good fit?
You cut a hole in it, and then it's like the inside is this slushy paste. Right?
Yeah, but you're wasting the entire watermelon in the process.
Man.
Okay, so you haven't done watermelon.
Define waste.
Well, you're not going to be eating it.
You're using it.
You're using it as a fucking makeshift fleshlight.
Yeah? Anything wrong with it?
No, but like...
Okay. I've never done that one.
What one have you
I'd happily try it. Seriously, yeah.
You definitely... Okay, continue. What else? What? Go through the list of fruit.
Sweet
Banana. The fact that you can't give a straight up answer is like...
No, I'm just not sure if you're prepared for my answer is the main thing. Are you prepared?
Yes.
The answer is yes. Of course I've used the fucking banana. What are you, mad? You even have to ask me that question.
No, Alex, you're joking with me, aren't you?
No.
You've used a banana.
Yes.
Is this actually a thing? I've never thought about masturbating with fruit.
Listen. When you're a teenager,
it's like
you're a desperate teenager.
You want the golden pussy, so you
want the golden pussy, but you're too much of an introvert,
cuck boy
to do anything about it. So you're like, well, banana might do. But I remember around about then being like, I'm sick of just jerking off normally. I need like a more exciting way of jerking off. Huggy's liking this. Want me to get you a little nana, Hug? Huggy does love banana, to be fair.
You can't get banana small enough.
No, yeah. I remember finding this fucking video. There was this when I was a teenager, I would search jack off techniques. And I found this website that was had all these different techniques, and one of them was the banana technique.
So that's how you found it?
That's how I found it, and I was like, oh, that's pretty clever. And there was this video
Oh, there was a video of someone actually using a fucking...
No, of some guy like saying, this is how you prepare it.
Prepare it.
This is how you prepare it.
You're preparing fruit to fuck.
Yes. You tell me you never put your willy in like a vacuum cleaner and turned it on. You're joking me. You gotta be kidding me, right? This has never crossed your mind.
No.
You never thought vacuum cleaner sucks. What do I want to be sucked? You never... No, it doesn't work, by the way.
Okay.
Don't do that one.
So, you've done banana. Have you done vacuum cleaner?
Yes. That's why I just said don't do that one, because it's nothing.
What, so...
It's nothing.
Oh my fucking god. Okay. I've not done either. I've never thought to stick my cock in at the end of a vacuum cleaner.
Well, what about like a pillow? Come on, a pillow.
Okay.
That's entry level.
As a normal teenage boy back then, yes, I did the pillow.
Never done the pillow myself. I skipped pillow and went straight to...
You went straight to
expert. I went straight to expert level. Yeah.
What other ones are there?
I mean, nothing beats banana. But it's like once you find something that works, why would you not?
So are you saying you've used the banana technique multiple times?
Yes. Yeah. Not for a long time, mind you. Although, I mean,
did your parents never think, why is all the bananas?
No, because like, if you when bananas start going a bit yuck and people don't want to touch them anymore, they just leave them.
Yeah.
So if they just start vanishing, like,
your parents would just assume that you're putting it in the bin because it's going yuck.
Yeah.
So you didn't even use fresh bananas, you used the yucky bananas.
Yeah. Well, I tried to see what like the prime one would be.
Because obviously when they're a bit yucky, they're more soft and easy mushable.
Yeah. Someone out there is like really uncomfortable. But no, you gotta be open about what you jerk off.
So
with.
there's nothing else. There's nothing else. There's no other fruit that
That's as weird, I think, as it ever got.
Do you know? Am I the weird one? Am I the weird one for being a teenage boy and not thinking to fuck my fruit bowl?
Yeah. Did you ever make the mistake of whacking it with like shower gel in the shower? That's a mistake. You ever do that?
No. Do you know why?
You never did that.
Because you advised me not to.
Really?
Yeah, you said don't.
I advised you not to.
Yes. You said not to do it because it's painful, so I never did.
It's not painful until afterwards where you go to pee and then it stings.
Oh.
Yeah. Horrible. You don't expect it either, so it makes you jump out your skin.
Have I ever said... I think I've said some stuff about that type of stuff on the podcast before.
But just jerking off with the wrong thing.
Yeah. I think I've said something weird about that before, I just can't remember.
No?
But I've never used a fruit bowl. I've never used bananas.
I mean, I wouldn't not recommend it.
So you're saying it's an experience that teenage boys...
If you're a teenage boy and you just really want to bust a nut...
you've done your third wank of the day and just like, I need something new.
And if you're, I don't know, you're too embarrassed or, you don't want to go and buy some sloppy lube or something, just use a banana, man. I mean, it works. Might even moisturise your skin a little bit, I don't know.
Yeah, but it's natural.
Yeah. Nothing like... Well, the first time I did it, once the shame had passed a little bit, and the fear of perhaps what might happen to my winky.
No, but as a teenage boy, you like have that though. It's like if you do anything with your winky, you're scared that somehow it's going to fall off.
And of course, it's just banana, like whatever.
This is interesting because I've never thought of it. And I've never heard anyone talk about it.
It's a natural sheath that's even kind of dick-shaped, the way they kind of curve up. Yeah, it's actually really... Yeah, whoever thought of that?
For it. So you're saying back in like, let's say, caveman land, they would have used bananas?
Well, they probably just would have run around shagging each other, but Yeah, I'm sure one of them thought of it. That's probably where it first came in.
Because when you think of that stuff, it's like you think more for females, because that's a lot easier, I guess.
I mean, to be fair, women probably do have a lot more options.
Cucumbers, carrots,
Sharpies. I don't know. Quite smooth.
You're just reminding me of that bloody 4chan thread I saw.
Hold on.
Fuck's sake, Alex.
Apologies, everyone, but we'll be back after these messages.
I've never used anything like that. I've never experimented. I've never used fruit. I've never done anything like that.
Yeah.
I've said the only one I've tried.
No, you haven't.
Yeah, I said that.
Which, you got to be clear.
I tried to find the G-spot or whatever it's called.
Oh, and the male bottom.
Yes.
The male booty.
And I couldn't find it, and that's it. I haven't done it since.
You couldn't find it. Did you just use your finger, though, and awkwardly... It's not going to happen. You need to get some tool that will actually find it. I don't know how it is, because I'm scared of my bum because I fart and poo so often. I just don't want to go near it.
You don't want to try, because then oops and poo-poo might come out.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah. Maybe one day I'll get the courage.
What a fantastic first big subject. And we're talking about being mature.
Yeah. I thought the stars aligned and I was like, yeah, enough time has passed. I can talk about the banana thing.
I didn't expect it.
One person's going to comment and be like, yeah, I've tried it with banana. It was pretty good.
Well, if you thought about it, I'm pretty sure a lot of people have. I'm the weird one who hasn't.
You tell me you never did a quick search for jerk-off techniques?
No, there was that one time I heard on the Rooster Teeth podcast that if you sit on your hand before you do it, it makes it feel like someone else is doing it. I remember
yeah.
Yeah, but then you're just like, well, your hand's gone numb, but your hand's a male hand, so you're just getting jerked off by a guy.
And if you ain't gay, I mean, what's that going to do for you? Yeah.
That's the only weird thing I've done. Otherwise than that, I'm normal.
Yeah. Are we done with the jerk-off talk now? Or?
Yeah, I think enough people have just
vomited, turned it off, skipped.
So we can talk about something a bit more productive now.
I know for a fact, I'm going to say a dozen listeners or watchers are going to try it now.
Oh, Alex, don't.
No, because people will laugh and they'll say, nah, that's stupid.
And when they go to bed tonight, they'll be like...
It's going to be there in their mind. They're going to be thinking, but hang on. Wait a minute. There's an old Nana downstairs. I mean, don't knock it till you try it, that's all I can say.
Well, all I've got downstairs in my fruit bowl, funny enough, I've got a glass. I changed the way I've worded this.
You put a glass
There's
in
a glass container that has chocolate in.
In the fruit bowl?
In the fruit bowl. So I've only got dark chocolate and I don't want to try anything with dark chocolate.
Yeah. Nah, stick to fruit. Natural sugars.
The only fruit I have at the moment is strawberries, grapes and lemons. I don't think I can use any.
I don't think any of those would be suitable.
Oh, a lemon must be a bit... Ow.
I remember for some reason, cutting a lemon in half and just sucking on it.
I've done the same.
But I can't remember why I did that. What was I thinking? But lemons are obviously very acidic.
Yeah. So they're very...
And if you're sucking on it for the ages, sucking on it like you're, grapefruiting it, going to town on it, it does that thing where it makes your teeth really sensitive. Horribly sensitive.
I have sensitive teeth anyway, so it'd be really horrible.
After I sucked on that lemon, it was agony every time I'd bite something for 24 hours. It was horrible. Never do that.
Never suck on the lemon, kids.
Yeah, don't suck on lemon. I don't know why I did that.
I suck on it a bit to get the flavour, and I'm just
yeah, a bit's okay, but I'm talking I put it in my mouth and I just sucked. Just left it in there for 30 minutes or something. Sucked.
You gave that lemon a nice big sloppy suck.
Yeah, man. I've just done some weird things in my life.
You have, and but prior to this episode, we were just talking about it in the car about you young being just crazy. You really were.
Very weird, yeah.
You were weird, and I'm supposed to be the weird one, but now you're telling me you used a bloody banana and sucked on a lemon.
Well, it can't be that weird when there's that that popular franchise of movies, American Pie, which is referencing the main character sticking his dick in a pie, which makes way less sense than a banana.
Because a cold pie is going to be quite hard, and a warm pie is going to be fucking warm. So it's like,
and like, there's whatever. I'm sure
just stick the banana in the freezer first, and then you get the cold sensation from it. So then when you mush, let's just change subject. This is getting.
Yeah, so this is a part of the show.
You've implanted the banana thing into my mind now.
Give it a try, man.
I'm not giving it a try.
People are going to be thinking about it. They're going to be ashamed. They're going to be ashamed if they don't try it. No, they're going to be curious if they don't try it, and they're going to be ashamed if they do. However, it might have been worth it.
Can I say, I don't think there's a podcast out there where there's someone who's got such a big following as you talking about fucking a banana.
You'd be surprised. There's some real degenerates out there.
Are you calling yourself a degenerate?
Degenerate isn't necessarily a bad thing. Argie's a little degenerate, and he's quite lovable.
Argie's
he eats his own shit.
So now I understand what those mini apples are for.
Anyway, this has gone on long enough. This is the part of the episode where we answer questions from the JAR community.
We talk about things.
If you want to leave your own questions, head over to the JAR Media Reddit, where there's a thread where we can
discuss things.
Discuss things that you leave. Let's start with a question from Big Boss Man 538, who says, "What do you manly men do for exercise?"
Manly man,
we're pretty manly.
I do exercise.
What do you do? Do you?
Yeah, I do my squats every day.
You do squats every day?
I thought we established this. Yeah.
I thought you'd stop doing it, but
no,
you still do it.
It's a routine. Literally, brushing my teeth, squat. Just do squats.
But why just squats? Why just squats? What about other things, like a push-up or something?
I'll be honest. So I first started doing the squats.
Yeah.
Like last year at some point.
Singular squats, yeah.
I did 100 a day.
100 squats a day?
Yeah. I did that for 2 months. I did 100 squats every day for 2 months. So in the morning, I get up at like 6:30, get out of bed, half asleep, 50 squats, boom, just bash them out. Go to work.
God damn.
Go the rest of the day before I go to bed, do the other 50. Or after I do a shower, because then it's like, if you get out of the shower and you're cold, just do the squats, you warm up and you just dry off.
Okay.
So then, this was when I was trying to take in a lot more calories to like gain a bit more weight.
Yeah.
And I had like the Huel and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And then after a while, after I actually gained a bit of weight, I cut down on the squats a bit. So I dropped it to like 50. So that's half. So that's still quite good.
It's quite a few squats. 50 a day is still.
So that was 25 in the morning, 25 when before I like slept or shower.
Yeah.
But around that time, I wanted to still keep doing stuff. So I did 50 push-ups as well. So at the same time, do the squats and do the push-ups.
Mm-hmm.
Just to, get your muscles going, good early morning type thing to do.
Yeah.
And then I got fucking lazy, so I was just like, I'll do 25.
Yeah, that's normally how the story goes, isn't it?
But now it's in my routine that, like, if I'm tired and I brush my teeth and I don't do the squats, I'll lay in bed and just be like, I haven't done them. So and I can't sleep until I do them, so I just get out of bed, do them. So it's ingrained into my routine to always do squats. And I've got a bigger bum because of it, so.
A bigger bum?
Yeah. My bum is plump.
Plumpy.
Plumpy bum. But no, the good thing about that is, since cutting out the Huel and the majority of the squats and push-ups, my weight hasn't changed. I'm still heavier now than I've ever been in my life.
Really?
Yeah, I'm like almost 10 stone, which is quite amazing, judging how last year I was saying that I was like fucking 8 stone. So like,
really?
Yeah, that's really good.
That's very underweight.
So no, I'm still skinny, but yeah. But other than that, it's like doing dog walks and the normal type walking and that type of stuff.
Yeah, I do a lot of walking because of Argy. I do about 10,000 steps a day. That's
good. That's a good amount of steps every day.
I really want to start swimming again though, because before I had Argy, I'd go swimming like 3-4 times a week.
And Argy replaced that because you had to walk him all the time.
But yeah, when I got puppy Arg, it was like, puppies. I can't be leaving the house for so long while he's a little pup, and he's probably old enough now where I could go back to to doing it.
The thing is with swimming, I think everyone should swim like once a year because it shows how unhealthy you are.
Yeah, it does. Yeah,
Swimming, it's just soul destroying because
it's the best exercise though. It's great.
Yeah, it's incredible. It's the best thing for you, and it's just like when you haven't ever done it and you're maybe not the fittest, you do it, and it's like you get out and you want to die because every single thing in your body just aches.
I remember the first time I went swimming after not going for 10 years or so, and doing some laps or lengths or whatever, and then getting home and just being like so knackered.
Yeah,
because every single muscle in your body's been working.
Yeah,
it's a nice feeling though.
It's great.
Like, true exhaustion, not in like a negative sense, but in a I've earned this feeling.
It's like if I get old,
why would you not be old?
I don't know.
Sudden accident.
Yeah, so, I'm not, anything can happen, so I'm just saying, if I get old, it's like you see old people at swimming pools now, and that's their exercise, and that is the healthiest thing to have when you're older, is to just have that thing you do like every day, to have that constant, because it's so unbelievably good for you. It's like you'll be a fit as fuck old guy or girl if you're just swimming every day. Don't worry about all the filters and fillers and all that shit people have now. If you just be old and you just swim, you're going to be a banging hot babe.
No, it's just obviously people are put off by taking my clothes off.
Yeah, I'm a bit insecure about my body, but now I still go.
Yeah, no.
I just can't swim.
The whole process is very stressful to me. Going swimming.
Well, the last time I went to it's like you've actually said on the cast. The last time I went to swimming pool was in Portugal, like over a year ago.
Really?
So I went into change room. Obviously, in a country I don't speak the language of, and it's a bit like okay. And it's just the showers. They're all just naked, just like touching.
Yeah, I remember because I was the swimming pool I would go to. It was mostly like older men that were there, and going into the shower, this like tightly packed shower where there are like 6 showers all around, and it's just like loads of naked men.
I know.
In there in my
and they
my trunks.
as soon as they walk out of the shower, they just walk straight to the locker, just completely naked.
Fuck,
it's just
like, can't wait to be that age. Just be like, whatever. You can look at my tiny dick if you want. I don't give a shit.
It's fucking hanging low because it just.
Imagine all the bananas that have been on this by then.
Is that how you do age now? Is how many bananas you've used?
Yeah.
Yeah. If people have access to a pool in their town or whatever, they should just go swimming. We're lucky enough that we do have like a leisure centre.
A couple, yeah.
Yeah. Funny enough, my sister works there.
Really?
Yeah, she's the reception there. So if you walk in one day, you'll probably talk to my sister.
Yeah.
You'll know because she's like me, so she's like...
Right. Ollie Holick, long-time listener, or watcher, or whatever you want to call it, Jarling, asks, what are your thoughts on people who label themselves as quirky and brag about it? It kind of means you're not quirky.
No, not at all.
Like it's that thing where it's like if you go around bragging about anything, like that, describing yourself as something else. A good example is people who describe themselves as random. Things like that, like minion humor.
Yeah.
If you go around saying, sorry, I'm just a bit random, feeling a bit random today.
It makes it that when they do that stuff, it's forced, which isn't actually...
Yeah. It's like, are you really doing this because you wanted to, or because you're like really trying a bit too hard to fit in or be funny?
I've never met anyone who's like that, though. It's like when you're
really,
quirky,
I remember it a lot in like secondary school, that kind of thing.
Oh, yeah. That behaviour's really...
Not so much when you're an adult. But it's definitely a thing.
When you're an adult and there's like other adults, you sound so old. It's like,
can you imagine like a 35-year-old man describing himself as quirky?
No. It's like some people can be quirky, but they're just like that, so they just have.
Would you ever? A good way of putting it, I suppose, is on your like dating profile on like Tinder or something. Would you ever put "I'm quirky"? Would you ever put that? No,
but I'm pretty sure people do.
Of course people do. And for me, that would be I'm going to swipe, what is it, left?
It's boop, boop.
That's no, right?
Yeah.
I've never used it.
Or you go up, which is like...
Never used Tinder.
Neither have I.
As he takes a sip of the whisk. Brian Death Scene asks, have you or anyone you know ever had a paranormal encounter? Do you believe in ghosts? What do you say to that, James?
Huh? Paranormal
activity or ghosts? Do you believe in ghosts? Do you believe in ghosts? Answer that.
I like to say no, because if I think they do, I'll get scared.
So in a way, that's yes, you do believe.
No, don't talk about it. I'll get scared. I won't. Alex, I'm home alone this weekend. Don't talk about it. I will get scared.
Well, don't worry. Ghosts aren't real.
Okay, no, I'll tell you one time. We all know in houses, like when the heating's come on, there'll be creaks, okay?
Yeah.
That's normal.
Mm-hmm.
When you're obviously younger, it's just like, shit, it's a ghost walking upstairs. So there was this one time I got home early, nobody was home. So I knocked the door, I sat in the kitchen. And I was like watching a YouTube video, just something, while I was like making tea, probably. And then it's like, the heating went on, but I heard like footsteps upstairs. So I was just like, oh shit, I heard them again. Do you know what I did? I ran out the back door, left everything on the table, locked the door, and just stood outside until my parents got back. Because I was just like, there's a ghost, I can't fucking go inside.
Really?
Yeah. I'm a pussy when it comes to horror. I can't do it. I will get scared.
That's true.
This house is quite scary.
This house?
Yes.
Why?
Your house. The stairs there at night. Oh god. Oh boy, Alex, don't.
Really?
Yeah, that's fucking scary.
I'm obviously here alone most of the time. With just me and Arg.
See, with an animal, it's a lot better because it's like, at least just if there's a ghost, Argy can you can just use Argy as a weapon.
Hunt it down. It's not ghosts that I'm fearful of. It's other humans I'm fearful of. So if I hear noises, it's my mind jumps to, oh no, someone's got in.
Okay, no, I will. No, yeah. I'm the same.
More that I don't like. My mind doesn't jump to ghost.
It's
usually.
There's some person breaking in. No, it's the same. It's like with my house, because I've actually someone's actually tried to break in. I'm like, if the gate moves, I'm like, oh shit. I'm up and I'm cautious and I'm gonna smack someone up. But I'm terrified. I'm terrified, Alex.
Wow.
Actually, completely terrified. That's why I don't watch any ghost stuff, because then I'm gonna see a ghost in my house and I'm just gonna scream. I get terrified of it because it's like, if I do see one, what do I do? If I'm home alone, what do I do? I will literally just run out of the house, grab something, and just run to your house and cry in your bathroom or something.
If you see a ghost?
Yeah, I'm gone. I'm so scared I will be gone. Even now, I'm scared to go home now because of it. You shouldn't talk about me.
Well, you can blame Ollie Holic for that one.
Thanks,
no, sorry.
Ollie.
No, sorry. Tonight. No, it wasn't Ollie Holic. It was Brian Death Scene.
Brian Death Scene, thank you very much.
Brian Ghost Scene. No, I don't believe in ghosts. Because,
No, they can't. I don't talk about this. It's scary.
Okay, we'll move on. Don... Oh, God. Why do you do this to me, Reddit users? Why do you do this to me? They purposefully choose names that I find hard to, pronounce. I never get them right. I get them wrong every time. I'll try.
Okay, what's that name? Let me see it. So
Don Quixote?
Let me see it.
Quixote?
Let me see it. So I can't.
The top one there. Don Quixote? Don Quixote?
Don Quixote.
No, it's probably not that one.
I don't know. I can't.
Question for James. How do you deal with a minor speech impediment? I feel like my noticeable Mexican accent and stammering keep me from communicating well with others, or I'm subject to teasing. I heard on a cast you went through some teasing in school because of your pronunciation of certain words, and I wonder how you dealt with it in school and outside.
Okay, so the weird impediment I have is just R's and W's. So
I don't think it's even noticeable anymore.
With R's...
It was worse when you were younger.
It was definitely worse when I was younger. It's with R's, I pronounce them as W's. So in school, it was always the very kind of obvious, I'll pronounce wank with an R.
Like rank.
Yes.
Something is rank.
So then I would say, I'd say wank and haha funny because it's masturbation.
Yeah.
But besides that stuff, it's just I said it because it's just if I don't say it, they're just going to ask me and it's just going to be annoying. So I just said it, so it was over and done with. I don't know, that's the only way I know how to deal with it at the time. But in my later life, it's because the place I grew up in has an R. So the place I grew up was Reading with an R, so like reading.
Yeah.
But when I say it with a W, it turns into wedding, like someone's getting married.
Yeah.
So if someone asks where I'm from, I'll say Reading, but I'll say it with a W. Some people will be like, wedding? I'm like, no, wedding. But I don't see where the issue is. And that has happened many times in my normal life when I just say something and people are like, what?
Mm-hmm.
I'm just like, I can't say it. So it does affect.
How often would you say it comes up in everyday life?
Not often now, because
often.
Obviously with my work, I don't. That's not like a.
You're on the phone a lot, aren't you, at work? Like talking to clients and stuff. So
yeah,
has that ever been an issue or anything like that?
Yeah, sometimes. But
it's already like difficult enough to understand people on the phone, so I'm sure
it just
people didn't even think about it.
A bigger issue. But it's because it's so specific to certain words. When it does pop up, it's a bit of a pain. But when it doesn't always pop up.
Yeah, it's not something you're thinking about or obsessing over anymore.
Besides, my colleague learned about it recently because I said about it, and then she's now doing the whole teasy thing of just like, say this.
Really?
Yeah, and I'm just like, stop. You know I can't say it. But I say it anyway because, bants. But yeah, it doesn't affect me that much. So
yeah,
it's more the fact that it's probably noticeable in the cast is when I'm trying to think, because I do the whole thing of thinking and talking.
Thinking
so
out loud.
I'm saying as I'm I'm saying as I'm thinking. Even now I'm doing it. So then I stutter on myself to try and find the correct words. I do that a lot. It's because I'm not prepared for it, so I'm just like.
Whenever I'm nervous, I stutter. I actually full on stutter.
Yeah, I do it sometimes.
Which can be quite challenging, but...
Yeah, and that's the thing that people find very easy to mock is when you start, and it's just like, no, come on, dude, or whatever you are. Let's just let that go. If you're so confident in yourself that you don't stutter, then go ahead. But yeah.
Mr. Duwang Man says, any thoughts on the new Pokemon Sword and Shield being based in Great Britain? Or, sorry, based on Great Britain. I don't think it's actually based in the UK. No?
No, we weren't Pokemon people.
I was.
Okay, you were.
In primary school.
I wasn't. Actually, I collected the cards because everyone did.
Yeah.
But I never played the games. I've never had an experience with games. And it's like...
I played Fire Red and Leaf Green and Emerald, and then I just never played one again.
It's like I understand the appeal of them, and I kind of get it, and I kind of want to like them, but I'm just too old. I can't get into it.
Yeah, I kind of just got fed up
into it
with the formula, because they're quite repetitive.
I just can't. I can't get into it because I never was into it, I guess.
Bonko the Papa asks, "Hi Jar, I'm wondering if it's going to be another Alex and James cast, or if Jamie is back yet, or you probably know by now on this one. Either way, here's my question. I was recently mugged of my bike and my phone, and was threatened with the prospect of being stabbed.
Oh shit!
I was wondering if anyone in Jar has had similar situations, maybe in fear or intensity, besides Alex's driving lessons, which sounds pathetic compared to what he just said. I went outside a couple of nights later in complete anxiety from the minute I stepped out to the moment I got in. How do you think I should cope?"
Oh, that's really.
I mean, that's a crime for a start, right? Threatening someone with violence
with a knife specifically is very, very fucking.
Well, and if they stole his phone and bike, that's also a crime.
Yeah, I think.
So report it to the police, obviously.
With that, it's kind of difficult, I think, because it's like the idea of being stabbed is enough to it makes everyone just incredibly fearful, and having to like deal with anxiety caused from that.
Yeah, it's stressful.
That's horrible. It's really sorry whoever this is, and I hope you're able to manage. But it's just like it's hard to think of how that feels because it's such an extreme like thing of I'll stab you, I'll fucking stab you. That's
I've never been mugged or anything like that. You had your bike stolen though.
Yeah, but
remember that? It wasn't it wasn't like at gunpoint in the same way. It
wasn't a mugging. It was just I left my bike unlocked, so they took it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know people who have been mugged, but I don't think it was at knife point or anything like that.
I've had dreams of it a lot. I've had a lot of nightmares of being mugged. And it's like, I always think in my head of how to like deal with it, and it's just like...
Well, yeah, they do say if you're being threatened with violence, just give them what they want, because like at the end of the day is the thing they're asking for more valuable than
your life,
your safety.
Yeah.
And the answer is usually no. So
it's in my mind, I've always thought like if that situation happens, you literally have to be dead calm and just be like, okay, take it. I'm not gonna cause anything. Just go. I'm just gonna move on. We can both just live our lives, whatever.
Yeah.
That's how I've always thought about it. But it's just like when people get to that extent of like wanting to mug you, it's just like they're gonna be like nervous doing it. They're gonna be like,
yeah, they'll be on edge probably. So
yeah, so it's like
you want to be careful.
Yeah,
put your safety first.
If you do any hasty stuff, they could literally just out of just instinct stab you.
You never know.
Yeah,
what these
thing
people are capable of.
I don't know how this person exactly deal with it because he hasn't said.
Yeah, it's only a small little paragraph. So.
But you literally just have to be so just like no emotion, just give it and just try to get away. Don't insult. But I don't know what I can say to help because it's just like it's such a very specific kind of form of anxiety, I guess. I think you've got to realise that it probably won't happen again.
Well, we don't know the exact situation. But you'd hope not.
But it's knowing.
Just be careful,
Yeah.
Maybe avoid that area for a while, or stick to places where there are lots of people. And
yeah, just do stuff that's going to help you, knowing that you're going to be safe. Go with people. Be on phone calls or that type of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's like one of the things you hear is just like. I think it's advice that's given specifically to females, and it's like if someone is looking suspicious and they're following you, it's like pretend to be in a phone call, so talk into a phone even if no one's there, or call someone so they think that they're not going to do anything.
Yeah.
This has been used by my actual ex. Actually, used this tactic a few times.
Really?
Yeah, and it's just like that's a way that even if you're
it's quite smart.
If you feel in danger, pick up your phone and just put it to your ear, because a lot of the time people will just be like, if they're going to do anything, they're going to be like, don't do that. They're just going to leave it because they don't want to. Because at the end of the day, if someone did something like that, if someone's on a phone call, it's like, that's when police are going to be there within fucking minutes, because that's like fucking...
Well, there's someone who can instantly, report it, or whatever.
So, if you do feel in danger, if you're going through bad areas, just pick up your phone, call someone and just be like, I'm just nervous. Just try and get out of there and go to a safer place. Like whenever I go out at night, I have the thing of it's so ingrained into me that I'm very, if I'm walking down a road, say at night, every 10 seconds I look everywhere, so if someone's behind me, I'll know they're behind me, and I always keep check of how they're walking, their speed.
It's worth being aware of your surroundings.
Yeah. So. From a young age, I don't know why, but I've always done that. I've always been aware of like my location and how it.
Mm-hmm.
So to the point where if I'm walking through the city with someone, if I see someone following me and they're still following me, I'm suspicious of them.
Yeah.
So I just know they're there in case this happens, that I know it's gonna happen.
Have you ever had that thing where you're walking somewhere at night and you happen to be going the same direction as like a woman who's also going the same way and she's in front of you? And they keep like looking back as if you're like going for them or something, and you have to like try and act as if you're not a threat in any way. You got to try and calm down.
Yeah, I know.
I usually just slow right down and like get my phone out or something.
Yeah, yeah.
Try and look as not threatening as possible. It's good when Argue's there because people just they don't suspect people with a dog. For some reason.
If you're walking at night with a corgi, it's like that. You're not going to attack anyone with a bloody corgi.
It's too much of like a. If they then go to report it, it's like they've got a corgi, and then people can just go to the vet. See,
they're tall. They're wearing denim, and they've got a corgi. Oh, how easy is that to find?
Yeah, exactly.
But then it's like at the same time, it's like if someone is with another person, they got a Rottweiler, and they look a bit. It's like okay, that's a bit worse.
Yeah. I don't know if we're going to keep going or not.
Keep going.
For a bit longer.
Like I said in the last episode, I like talking.
Did you say that?
I said that. I think I was talking. A bit over the... I was a bit tipsy at the time because it's just like, why would I say that?
You just said it.
Yeah. But yeah, we can keep going. I like these longer casts. It just makes it more of a nice occasion.
All right, so we'll be back after these messages.
I hope that what we just said can at least, help that person. Hopefully.
Yeah, that's horrible.
Yeah.
I wouldn't wish that upon anyone.
Hope they're able to get some good things in place. They maybe talking to a professional or talking to someone who might have experienced it before might help. So, all the best.
Let's find some other ones to round off the show.
Ooh.
Screensaver says, Alex, since your 25th birthday is coming up, what is one thing you want the most? I don't know why I read that question because I don't know. I don't want anything.
Do you want a watermelon?
A watermelon with a pre-cut hole would be good. I'll have to send the measurements of my winky though, so you can get it just right. Have you ever actually measured your winky with a ruler?
Yes. How else would I have made the joke that my cock is 8 inches for the last 6
8? I thought you said it was
8.5. I said.
Yeah.
I said that 6 years ago. How would I know this if I didn't measure it?
I don't know.
No, you're talking about the bananas and that this is something people have done. Have you never measured your cock?
Me?
Yeah.
I have, yeah. Men are obsessed with their willies, so...
It's not the fact that I want it to be bigger than other people so I can brag. It's that you're just curious. And do you know why? I'm making this full circle. Pornography.
It's because of porn.
Yeah.
Wanting the giant willies.
Yeah.
They have in porn.
Of course you want to know that you're good down there because you've just consumed porn.
But like Yoda says, size matters not. Unless it's micro. That might be an issue. You might have some problems. Sorry if you do have a micro, but you're probably already aware of that. Come on. I'm talking micro, like Argy dick size.
Did you see that news article or something where this woman got married, didn't have sex with their partner because it was he's old fashioned, they're on their honeymoon, and then he's got micro penis.
Is that the reason?
Yeah, and then she's concerned because he didn't ever tell her.
How could you be with someone for that long and never even get a glance?
I know, and it's
that sucks. That's horrible.
I understand where she's coming from because it's just that's trust, and you kind of tell your partner that.
Oh yeah. Wait, did you say they got married?
Yeah, they were married, and on their honeymoon. They got married without.
Yeah.
I read that, and it's just I understand. I understand where this is coming from because I would probably have the same issue if
If you had a tiny
No, as if my partner didn't tell something so not important but deep about themselves.
Yeah. It's just a weird way of handling it.
Yeah.
Keeping something like that.
And it wouldn't matter with your partner because it's just you love the person, so it doesn't matter. You're just gonna go to town.
It's just
anyway.
weird because it's quite a significant thing to hide from someone you're willing to marry. If it was just I don't even have a good other...
A one-night stand.
I was going to say a one-night stand, but you can't have a one-night stand if you don't get your dick out, Right? It's not a one-night stand otherwise. It's just a date.
Yeah.
So, whatever, yo.
So where did this question come from about measuring cocks? Did you make that up?
I think I just asked it out of nowhere. I think I've only done it once, though.
I've done it once.
Did you take a picture, though?
No. I was laying in bed, and it's just oh shit. And it's just the first thing that comes to mind. I've got a ruler under my bed, so obviously, pull out the ruler.
Under your bed?
For some reason, I had a ruler under my bed, so I pulled the ruler out and was just
measure it every night.
Boom. Oh. And that's
with the classic morning wood.
No, it wasn't. It was pre-night wood.
Pre-night wood?
No, it was morning, actually. It was morning.
Morning wood.
And then I was just oh. And that's where the meme came from.
So it is true.
It's true.
Well, you heard it here, folks.
I've said on the cast before that I think we all said that one day we'll just send dick pics to our group chat out of nowhere, and it's just
I'd be okay with doing that, sort of. Actually, Jim complicates things. The brother angle makes things like that weirder to me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
it's
I
family.
understand that. So we'll just have to do it with Jim not in a chat. We'll just have to make our own chat just saying.
But then I shouldn't be holding back you and Ruben possibly seeing Jim's dick. I'm not interested in that personally. He's my brother, you know. That's creepy. But you and Ruben, I shouldn't take that enjoyment away. My point is, there's nothing wrong with dicks and there's nothing wrong with vaginas and appreciating them.
Yeah.
And putting bananas in them or on them or whatever you want to fucking do.
Yeah, it's
Meme lover 26.
I think if someone's denying measuring their sausage, they're lying. Like, let's be real, you're lying if you haven't. We've all done it. You know it.
There's someone out there who probably hasn't because they're confident. They're so confident to the point where they're like, yeah, I don't need to measure.
Well, no, because
I've seen what the destruction it can cause.
To the fucking bananas. It just
Oh man, this has been a crude one. This might be the most crude. This is the most crude one we've ever done.
This is the fucking most disgusting one, and it's us two doing it. It's not like Jim's here. It's just us two by ourselves, just going in.
Nah, nothing wrong with a bit of crude.
No, I think the fans want it because we've been so mature recently. It's like we need the.
This is mature. But talking about bananas and shit, that's mature.
We've gone too far off the other end now. Normally it's just jokes and fun, like, but now we're just like...
This full circle is bringing it back round. We're getting it ready for
Jim's return.
Meme Lover 26 asks, I'm somewhat of a James file myself. What would you consider the best Jamesism?
What's the Jamesism?
Something only you do.
Well, if you actually watch... The people who watch JARCAST might notice that I do weird things. There'll be some times I'll just on filming where there'll be a conversation, I'll just do something, and I don't know why I do it, but...
I happened to go back and see the episode where Ruben comes in wearing this, like, ridiculous thing he'd bought off ASOS, this, like, white shirt thing that went down to his knees.
Yeah, I remember that.
And at the beginning, you look so, like, miffed. You look so pissed off. And the camera was zoomed in on your face, and it was just the funniest shit.
I remember that one. Unconsciously, I do things.
As most do.
I make it more of a show for the video. And I've seen like people put on the Reddit like James is a constant mood, and it was because I was just like I was doing a fucking gun to my head, and it's just for fuck's sake. Yeah, it's just.
No,
I'm Alex. I'm quirky.
There you go. You're quirky. No, my answer would be. My favourite, of course, is broadly your unique use of language and words.
That's because I'm stupid.
No, specifically...
No, it is. It literally is. There's no other reason.
Specifically, your use of the word reasons.
Oh, yes!
I've talked about it multiple times. But just when someone asks you a question and you can't be bothered to elaborate any further, you just say, reasons. So if it was like...
It's the way I talk and what I do is just like, yeah, that's a Jamesism.
Or shutting down a conversation by saying, yeah, I'm James, or something like that.
You literally said that in an IHE video, I'm pretty sure.
Me?
Yeah. Back. Oh.
I said I'm James. In a
no,
video.
you said about me and how like I have this weird thing where I just say my name, like I'm James. Like that's the reason for saying it's just I'm James. I'm bizarre.
You're so random.
And quirky. I can add them to my Tinder profile now.
Idian94, or Idian, whatever you want. I found your discussion about your Christian ex-friend interesting, as it sounds like there are a lot of parallels.
It's like we've broken up.
It was like a breakup. It was weird. There are a lot of parallels between you guys' reaction to that and my reaction to the recent passing of my grandma. If you ask me, it seems like you're almost mourning the loss of your friend, and you're probably not just in denial over losing him, and you're probably not just in denial over losing him, but because of the bizarre way it's happened too. Either way, I'm just an armchair psychologist. And on a more serious note, I would like to thank you for all the cast. It's really helped me over the years, and particularly now. So keep it up, boys. Never stop memeing and dreaming. That's interesting.
No, it is. I've seen a few comments.
I think one of us made a comment about that when we were talking about it. I think I said something like, in a weird sick way, it almost would have been easier to comprehend if he had died.
Yeah.
I'm not saying I would want him dead.
Yeah, we don't want our friend dead.
Just in the sense that there is some finality.
Yeah.
There's a full stop when someone dies, and it's a horrible thing.
It's what's worse, someone actually dying or someone changing so rapidly it's like you never knew them. Because then they're effectively
which in a sense
dying.
is, their character, their personality has died.
That's kind of more sad, because it's like that person's still alive, but he's gone.
Because then the doubt comes in, and you're wondering, what if he's still in there somewhere? What if it is, what if he is being manipulated or controlled or something like that? Yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah.
We have a car question. Am I going to do it?
Yes.
You're going to do this?
Yeah.
Okay, bowl of nuts. You're getting your question answered.
Yes.
Since you sometimes talk about cars, what are your opinions on the big SUVs like the Chevy Suburban and Tahoe?
The Tahoe.
Tahoe.
The Tahoe.
Not heard of that one. Or even ones like the Ford Expedition. Apparently there's a stereotype of these being gas guzzlers or even being owned by rich or political people, in my country at least. And little add-on, do you think any of these would make a good first car?
Okay, we've got to break this question down. Those
SUVs.
cars are American. We don't see them here.
We see a lot of SUV type vehicles.
We see Range Rovers, big BMWs.
Those Kias you see everywhere.
Yeah, we see those type. They're the same type thing, basically. A massive Range Rover here, it's expensive. A big engine is basically the same as those cars over there. So, yes, I guess. Well, okay, what was the question again? I've forgotten.
God, it's so long, I can't remember.
It's because I've got to compliment the Tahoes.
What are your opinions on big SUVs?
I like them. I'm a bit of a fan of big SUVs.
Well, he seems to imply that they're not gas guzzlers. Is that not the case?
They are.
They are.
They're heavy. And if you get a diesel one or something like that, they can be quite efficient, but they're going to use a lot of fuel because it's a lot of weight, They're big cars. They've got full of all leather seats, loads of luxuries. They're going to use a lot of fuel. They're going to be expensive to run. And they are normally driven by people with money. So politicians, office managers, that type of stuff.
Right.
And the whole thing here is like, if someone drives a Range Rover, they're a bit like up their arse. So they're a bit of a cock. So like when they're in their big SUV, it's like they own the road and they don't give way. They just drive how they want.
They take up like 2 parking spots.
Yeah, it's that type of thing. And that's common here. You see it all the time.
Yeah.
But I like them as cars. I would buy one. I'd buy a Mazda one because I really like them.
Yeah, the main thing for me would be that cost of running it.
They're
to me,
expensive. It's a lot of petrol, and it's like here the tax for it, so you can actually drive it. It's like £500. It's just like every year. That's a stupid amount of money.
To answer the question, I don't think it would be a good first car.
You can't. You wouldn't be able to insure them.
You won't be able to insure
but
it.
But in America, it's very different.
They're so big, aren't they? It might be easier to start with something a bit smaller and more manageable.
When you first pass your test and you can drive on the road, you want something small and you want something cheap. Because I'll say it, you're gonna crash into stuff.
Yeah, you're gonna nick things.
Alex has crashed into he scraped.
I scraped James's
You scraped
car.
my car like
within
2 days.
Within the first few weeks of owning it, right?
You scraped it. My first car, I crashed it into my other car. I crashed it into a bush. Every panel on my car has some form of damage because I hit things. You do, because it takes time to get used to the car's size and, the way of driving and the people on the road. So buy something cheap, make sure you can damage it, and then get used to driving something like that. That's my advice.
Yeah. The Hole in My Garden says, "Hey Joe, I recently came down with a serious plopping of diarrhea. I'm not memeing, this actually happened. It was by far one of the most miserable experiences of my life, and it put me into a seriously bad mood. Sorry, sad mood. Same shit.
I've never had the sad diarrheas. I've had the frustration.
He's got more.
Okay.
However, the JARCAST is what helped me get through this troublesome time. Each laugh I had made another piece of my large intestine fall out, and for that I'm extremely grateful. Seeing James puke up a wet scorpion and Alex running around in a dinosaur costume made me feel particularly jolly. But while on the bogger, I came up with a question for you gents, which isn't related to what Red Dead Redemption is. Do you remember that question? It was like, which Red Dead Redemption characters are...
Oh, Jar, yeah.
No. Are Madagascar characters. Like, which one are they most like?
Yeah.
Such ridiculous. Or monologuing about a post-apocalypse Madagascar game. My favourite one being, I don't think you were here, but me and Jim pitched this movie for, like, Madagascar 4 with, like, Deadpool in it.
I don't think I was
That's the funniest. What is a video game story that had a lasting... after all that build-up, and it's just this... What is a video game story that had a lasting emotional or psychological impact on you? And did it change your view on anything? Mine would be Spec Ops The Line.
Okay, I'm going to break this question down by beginning with what he first said. Have you ever had a diarrhea like that?
I had diarrhea a few days ago. I ate a whole bag of gummy bears. Like there were special like veggie ones that had no gelatin in, and they had no sugar in even. So I ate the whole bag thinking, yeah, this is good for me. And then my fucking stomach instantly was like, I ain't happy. I'm not happy. And then I had diarrhea. That's why I tweeted that jar tweet.
Is it the diarrhea of just...
It was the old...
and then it's done?
I had to do it about 6 times before it left.
Okay. But... The way this person described their diarrhea, it's made you think the last time I had diarrhea, okay? So it's like, the day before, the food was all normal, but I cooked a burger in chili-infused oil.
Right.
The burger was cooked fine, so the next morning, it's like 4 o'clock in the morning, it's just like, I'm filled with stomach pains. It's like, oh shit. So I went to my bathroom and sit on the toilet, and this pain is just constantly there, so I'm like, I'm gonna fucking shit myself. So I sit on the toilet, and it's like, about half an hour just sitting there trying to get something out. And gradually, over time, the little, this is disgusting, I'm sorry. The little poo nuggets came out, but they were the dried ones. So it's like, I've got diarrhea in there.
Okay, no.
But the old dry poo is like a cork. It's like holding the dam together. So it's like, it took an hour of sitting on the toilet just trying to get the old poo out.
You for real?
And I was literally pacing because the pain was so bad and I wanted to shit so much. I was pacing. And
pacing while shitting?
No, I got up and I couldn't do it because it was all like, it was like
a bit clogged,
it was like,
yeah.
There's a bottle and the top is constipation, the bottom is diarrhea, and it's kind of like, to get to diarrhea, you got to get rid of the constipation.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
So I was pacing in between to try and, exercise to get the constipation.
Yes, that is a life hack.
Yeah. So then after about an hour and a half, it's just like the last dried nugget came out, and literally, no joke, as soon as the last one got out, it was just...
A waterfall.
It was it was just a fucking dam burst, and it was just.
Was it satisfying though?
Yeah, it came out so quick. It was just like so satisfying because the pain was gone then. So it's just like, oh Jesus.
I didn't realise you were capable of that kind of detail. I got a really vivid image of that, which personally I don't mind. Actually assisted with the storytelling. However, I do feel for those out there who are sensitive to shit and, that kind of thing.
I mean, this cast has gone off the rails. It's just gone. Okay, so to the question, the actual question, which I've forgotten now.
What was the question? I was about to skip video game stories. The Last of Us, whatever.
Okay, video game stories that had a long-lasting effect on my life.
Okay, a long-lasting effect. Actual
like something
effect.
you've thought about, something that's changed you as a man.
I'm not sure if one has to that degree. It's very rare for me for something to speak to me that intimately. However, in terms of just obsessing over a world or that kind of thing, for me it was Mass Effect and Halo. It was always Mass Effect and Halo. Which, ironically, and I point this out in the video that I'm making, Halo, Bungie, they morph Halo into now Destiny, which I'm not particularly happy with. And now Mass Effect, BioWare, morphed to Anthem, which is
Destiny, but shit.
But
even worse.
Worse Destiny, yeah. Cute little fact there.
I've never had a game do it to me. I've never had many forms of media that's actually had like a long-lasting effect. I've only had it with like movies or shows.
Really? I did actually get a very I had an emotional connection to the Red Dead Redemption 2 story specifically. I was into that. Still
Why?
am. Because the story is just so well told. The characters are so
Is it because
expansive.
you secretly want to be a bad guy? So you like that's
A
how you
bad
play.
guy?
Yeah, like that's how you played Red Dead. Was just I'm gonna be.
No, but that doesn't really affect the plot or where the characters go, you know. So
no game's done it. I'm gonna be cringy and say that an anime's done it.
come on, man. Gotta work it in anywhere. Just gonna work that shit in anywhere.
What do you mean?
Fucking anime ain't allowed on this cast. We already agreed on this.
Hey, it made me sad. So I was just like, I understand.
Which one was it? Go on, just say it before we
I'm
move
not gonna
on.
say it.
Well, you can't tease
Okay,
it.
it was Gunslinger Girl.
Gunslinger Girl.
And it's basically
you heard it here
about
first, folks.
it's about adopted girls being hired by the government to fucking kill people. And do you know
so
what?
Halo, Spartans.
Yes.
Spartans, but for weebs.
Yeah.
Right.
But it made me upset, and then since then I became very much pro adoption. Because it got me to the point where I was just like, it sounds dumb. Because it's like the stories about these adopted like girls.
I'm sorry. I'm just looking at the video. Look at Arky. He's fucking staring at that cookie like there's no tomorrow. You can see his little monkey skull fucking eyeing up that cookie like nobody's business.
Basically, this thing about adoption made me sad, and it made me realise that I should adopt to give people good lives.
This is pissing me off. Look at him. I hate how he looks. I hate Argy's profile. I fucking hate his profile. Do you know what I mean with that monkey skull like just protruding?
Look at him. Look.
That is bad.
Where should I put the cookie to eat that mouth?
That's bad. I'm sorry for the audio listeners.
Look at it. Argy. Look.
Don't tease him with it. He's going to start dribbling.
Oh, God.
ID94 has a question or something.
You didn't listen to my heartfelt story, Alex.
Whatever. I was rewatching old JARCAST and you guys got asked, would you ever be friends with someone who's religious, considering you're not fond of religion, in episode 61, at around the 48-minute mark? I might sound like a conspiratorial nutjob, which I am, but I wonder if the answers you all gave had any effect on your friend's sinful view of being your friend, of being in your friend group. Hang on, it's not over. Obviously, some of it was shitposting, but Jamie made it clear that he wasn't happy with religion and thought it was a shitty reason to be a nice person.
No, I agree with that.
If I'm ever going to go a step further, then maybe he even left the question himself. So this guy is proposing that Matt,
yeah,
like this will be like a long time ago now, left a question asking if we would mind if being friends with someone who's religious.
Oh shit!
This has just broken open the brain wave stream.
The diarrhea dam's about to burst.
Interesting theory.
No, that is actually really interesting. So, the first question is, would we be friends with someone who's religious?
Well, we've already answered that in that episode.
No, I would be friends with... I don't care.
Yeah, I would be... I have no problems being friends with someone who's religious as long as, you know, it's not like a hateful view or interpretation of whatever religion they are.
Yes.
That was my specific issue. You know, having issues with gay or trans people and thinking it's wrong, that's a bit yikes for me.
Yeah. So what's the other question? I keep forgetting to tell. I'm sorry, but my mind...
That's it. It was just an interesting, you know, proposition. Maybe. Levidizium says, if Jar has kids, what will their names be?
I'm not saying.
Why?
Okay, do you want me to say?
Yeah, go on.
Okay.
that took lots of convincing.
If I had a boy... Okay, I'm going to say... Ideally... If I had kids, I would have one kid.
One.
I'd have one kid, but I'd adopt another one. Says 2.
Okay.
And regardless, it's just like, obviously you can't choose the name of the kid you're adopting because that's their name. So if I had a boy, it'd be called Lawrence.
Lawrence, that was what Jim was going to be called.
I really like the name Lawrence. You know, it's a really English name, super English. You know, you got
Lawrence
of Arabia. You got Lawrence. I like Lawrence.
Lawrence Fishburne.
I like that name.
He's quite English.
And if it was a female, guess what I'd call it? Her.
Go on. Lay it out.
Jennifer.
Jennifer? Why not Jennifer?
Because Jennifer sounds great.
How do you spell it? With a Y?
Y-E-N-N-E-F-E-R.
Jennifer.
Basically Jennifer from The Witcher 3.
God damn it. What's the shorter version?
Yen.
Yen?
Yeah.
So you sound like Japanese currency.
Yeah. I like it. It's just a cute name.
I actually have
but Lawrence is just like, okay, he's Lawrence.
I have a thing in my notes.
Have you been planning?
I haven't been planning.
You have been planning. You've been talking about getting married a lot recently, Alex. Have you got something
Getting married?
Yeah. You've said about having kids and that type of stuff recently. I catch on to these things.
I don't want to get married.
Alex.
What? I actually don't.
Yeah, on to you.
We were just talking about how we have issues with religion, and to me, marriage is very much like it comes from a religious kind of...
Okay, no, I get that. But would you say you'd get engaged? Because then you normally get engaged
to being married. It's a nice proposition, and I like the idea of like vows and all that. It's quite, a romantic idea. But yeah, that's not the question.
But would you get...
Am I being fucking interrogated here?
I'm not asking you a question.
Okay.
Would you get engaged? Because normally you get engaged to get married. So would you get engaged?
Getting engaged with someone is just agreeing that you're going to get married. Yeah. You just got to organise it.
But there's nothing else on the relationship spectrum. It always ends in marriage. That's
what are you talking about? That's not true. People can have long...
Legally, in terms of like government and that, you're only seen as a couple when you're engaged or married. So
so if there are tax benefits, then yes, I will get married.
Okay. Do you know what? I'm different. I love the idea of getting married and getting engaged. Do you know why?
Why?
Because I just having a wing is just super cute to me, and I like it.
See, that's the one thing I don't like. No, because I have very sensitive hands. I get fucking eczema all the time. So having this fucking ring I have to take off to wash my hands every time, and I wash my hands a lot. Nightmare material.
I know, I understand that, because that's actually like that's sort of causing an inconvenience to your life.
And how am I supposed to hit on sluts when they see that I'm... I had to.
I find it cute, and I'd love for that to happen one day. And it will. I planned it, actually.
Okay.
But obviously, that was kind of a thing that didn't happen.
I have a question for me now. You got your car one, I get one for me.
Yeah, of course.
Jackson Beard says, this one is for Alex, kinda, sorta, not really. I recently got the UCS Slave 1, and I think it's incredible. It's my first UCS set, so it's obviously my favourite, but which UCS set is your favourite and why? The other JAR members can answer if they want.
I have no idea what UTS set means.
UCS Ultimate Collector's Series Lego.
Oh.
My answer is Slave 1. My answer is the Slave. The Slave 1 is an incredible model. It looks fantastic. The greebling on there, mwah. The fucking greebling, mwah.
I have no idea. This is like me talking about cars when you're here. It's like, yeah,
but
I have no idea what you're on about.
I say that because I think choosing the Millennium Falcon UCS is almost cheating, because that it's too good. It's too detailed. It's too expensive. Too many pieces. It's not even fair. So I never give that as my answer. Augie, you're a dick.
He's licking the sofa.
We're at the end here, James.
We are. We've gone hard. This has been a hard ass episode. We've talked about bananas, engagement.
We talked about all sorts.
Yeah. It's the JARCAST being the JARCAST.
Yeah, so thanks for listening or watching, everyone.
Thank you for watching this episode of the JAR Media Podcast.
Thanks for supporting the show. I hope you guys aren't too sick.
Yeah, I hope we didn't give you...
Yeah, let us know. I'm sure you will.
Oh, you stop doing that!
And, yeah, cheers. That's all I can say. And we'll see you next week, hopefully with Jim.
Jim's back. My baby is coming back, baby.
Bye-bye.